Hi, Taehyung lovers all around the world. Welcome back to the Taehyung Lovers channel, a place where every second has meaning and every detail of Kim Taehyung is dissected with world-class standards. Today is not ordinary content. This is phenomenal. We will discuss Kim Taehyung's visual work that shook January 2026. World-class directorial direction that makes every frame feel alive, along with luxurious jewelry details that are nearly perfect, not merely accessories, but a language of luxury that only Taehyung can speak. From precise cinematic vision to aesthetic symbols that make the world pause for a moment, we will break it all down thoroughly. It is no surprise that the Taehyung Lovers channel is discussing this. Yesterday we talked about it, and today comes the most phenomenal video about Kim Taehyung, about beauty and uniqueness that are nearly unmatched in the world. Therefore, make sure you watch until the end. Your heartbeat will keep racing, following the emotional flow carefully arranged by the Taehyung Lovers channel, with refined word choices and stirring narration. Before we continue, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and activate the bell so you don't miss the latest news, exclusive facts, and in-depth analysis about Kim Taehyung. Because one thing is certain, there is no man in this world who can replicate the signature of Kim Taehyung. Let's go and take a look at the full story. January 2026. Kim Taehyung immediately delivered a surprise. This is not an ordinary work. From a very first frame, it is clear that Taehyung is not merely appearing, he is in full control. In this short film, Taehyung's directorial vision is presented with nearly provocative precision, as if every camera angle, every pause for breath, and every silence has been calculated to leave a mark on the viewer's mind. There is no empty space. There is no wasted moment. What exists instead is a subtle tension that clings to the chest, forcing the audience to keep staring at the screen. What makes it so powerful is the way he fully claims that creative space as his own. Kim Taehyung does not follow patterns, he creates his own world. Aesthetics, rhythm, and emotion merge into one firm identity. Impossible to imitate, impossible to ignore. The result is a work that feels personal yet universal, simple yet captivating, calm yet shaking. At this point, the public is divided. Some are mesmerized, some are shaken, and others unconsciously feel provoked because this work refuses to be explained instantly. This is why the short film feels so perfect, and at the same time addictive to watch repeatedly. Every viewing reveals new details, new layers of meaning, and new sensations that make it hard for viewers to look away. This is not merely a visual, it is a statement. A statement that Taehyung has moved beyond the boundary of idol and stands firmly as a visual artist with his own cinematic language. Kim Taehyung's V's video for GQ Korea, which made ARMY lose their breath and feel mesmerized, is not only about face and style, but about visual direction and aesthetics constructed with high discipline. For the GQ Korea x Cartier editorial photo shoot and video for February 2026 issue, Taehyung appears in a series of classy, cinematic scenes. The creative direction of this project comes from Kim Hee-jun, a photographer and visual director known for his precise artistic approach and strong sense of cinema. In his hands, every light, shadow, and movement is arranged not merely to showcase luxury, but to build atmosphere. Kim Hee-jun led the visual concept and cinematography of the photo shoot, so that every second feels like a living work of art. He does not decorate. Taehyung, he frames the essence. The result is a portrait that presents Taehyung not just as a subject, but as the center of visual gravity. An elegant yet intense aura radiates consistently, reinforcing Taehyung's position as a global fashion icon whose influence crosses the music industry. The final result? A classic photo shoot video that not only shows how handsome Taehyung looks in tailored suits and couture styling, but also proves how mature creative direction can make viewers almost pause for a moment just to admire every frame. This is not an exaggeration. This is a psychological response. The eyes are forced to stop. The mind is forced into silence. A close-up of hands. City lights behind glass. Details that speak louder than a face. In one of the most talked about photos, ARMY's attention was drawn to a classic moment. Kim Taehyung, in the language of luxury, he conveys through accessories. On his wrist, a diamond-adorned luxury watch believed to be from Cartier, the legendary jewelry house long associated with Taehyung. The design is elegant, shimmering yet calm, with the character of haute horlogerie. Its value is estimated to be in hundreds of thousands of US dollars, a status symbol that does not need to be loudly announced. Equally eye-catching, the diamond ring on his finger reflects light with high-precision cuts. Its style and setting point toward a Cartier high jewelry piece, designed by an internal team known for prioritizing classical proportions and purity of form. This is not merely jewelry. It is an aesthetic statement about time, eternity, and luxurious calm. This photo explains everything without many words. When Taehyung wears a watch and ring like this, he is not showing off price, he is building an atmosphere. A classic visual that makes ARMY around the world fall silent for a moment, then fall in love all over again. This time, not with the face, but with the subtle yet striking details. And here lies the unspoken anger. How can a single frame make millions of people feel defeated by calmness? This is not merely a collaboration, but a moment where vision, courage, and genius meet on one screen. The fashion industry records it as a successful editorial. Fans record it as an emotional moment. Critics, even the skeptical ones, are forced to admit this is not a coincidence. Every time Kim Taehyung wears a suit, it feels like more than just clothing, it feels like an event. As if in a single breath, part of ARMY is thrown into another dimension, where charisma speaks louder than words. The suit falls perfectly on his body, but what truly falls is the audience's defense. His gaze is mature. His gestures are graceful. His aura is captivating without excessive effort. He does not merely look handsome. He delivers a charm that is neat, classy, and irresistibly compelling, difficult to explain with logic. This is what makes some people uncomfortable, because Taehyung's charm refuses instant definition. He does not shout. He does not force. He exists and the world follows. No wonder the hearts of ARMY around the world seem to be pulled into the same emotional line. From a single simple appearance, thousands of reactions are born, millions of heartbeats racing in unison. Social media engagement data in January 2026 shows a significant spike every time clips of this video are reshared, a strong indicator that its impact goes beyond the fandom, reaching global fashion and visual arts audiences. This is the power of Kim Taehyung, turning a suit into more than just clothing, but a symbol of timeless attraction, silent, elegant, and impossible to ignore. He makes luxury feel quiet. He makes handsomeness feel intellectual. And he makes the public ask, in a tone half angry, half awed, how much further will he go? That question is deliberately left hanging, because this work offers no answers. It only opens a door and forces us to step inside, whether we like it or not. And at this point, we stop not because the story is finished, but because the questions are only just beginning. What we have just seen is not merely a beautiful visual or an expensive collaboration. It is a trace of Kim Taehyung's thinking, courage, and identity sharper, more mature, and increasingly difficult to imitate. A work like this cannot be consumed in a single viewing. It stays in the mind, provokes emotion, forces thought, and honestly makes many people uncomfortable because the standard is simply too high. Now it's your turn. Is this pure art, a genius visual strategy, or both at once? Write your opinion. The world is reading. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and activate the notification bell. Because on the Taehyung Lovers channel, we don't just follow the news. We read the direction of Kim Taehyung's future. See you in the next content.